Yes. You must be my new assistant. You couldn't have arrived at a better time. Follow me. Now, I've looked over your application and you show promise. You're capable of advanced transmutation. Your divination skills are exceptional as well. Yes, yes. You show a lot of promise. I have the perfect assignment for you. Your first job is to organize my library. Don't worry, compared to my peers, my collection is one of the smaller ones. It's only a couple thousand or so, so you should be able to finish it in a couple months. Unless you surprise me. You're clearly capable enough to think of a solution to your large workload. And, well, I've just finished up everything in my current commissions list, so I have all the time in the world to just sit here and observe you. Impress me, young one. Do be careful, though. Some of these books are older than your grandparents, and and though I've scanned them all for useful information, I do pick them out to read at my leisure. It's why I need you to sort them after all. If I don't read them anymore, there's no reason to have it sorted. It would already be sorted. While we're on the subject of books, though, do you mind telling me what kind of books you enjoy reading? We're going to be spending some time together, so we might as well get to know each other, right? Oh, that's an interesting choice. I never would have expected that from someone who's decided to work with me. Hmm? Well, usually my assistants spend their time reading spell books and other academia. Frankly, as much as I appreciated a well educated helper, I'm more intrigued by people who are willing to create new things out of nothing but their imagination and whatever materials they have on hand. As for me, I'm quite partial to the stories of old, tales of fantastical adventures, both historical and fictional. Actually, would you mind handing me that book over there? Yes, that one, the green leather with the gold trim. That one. Yes, thank you. This book, it is special to me. It helps me push the limits of what's possible with my current skill set. In doing so, it expands my skill set. Hmm? You're surprised. It is a very common book, at least in my time. I remember when my mother would read this to me. Sometimes I would just stay up to hear her read it night after night. Let me read you the most important part. Pardon me. The rebel raised her sword to the sky, her blade shining under the sun, as she stared at the opposing army charging toward her, the light flashing with every minute movement of her arm. And as her eyes met the king, she lowered her sword. So, you've made your choice, the king asked as he raised his hand and stopped his troops. The rebel just smiled up at him, looking down at her weapon before her gaze returned to meet his. You've proven that you're willing to hear your people. It is time for your people to trust in your word, she said. With the sound of her horn, her forces lowered their arms. Thank you, the king said, dismounting his steed. Come, there is much to be done. Wars create wounds that need years to heal. It's quite odd without the context of the rest of the book, yes, but I believe that the story in these pages can serve to show someone their limits, how to work within them, how to surpass them. Give it a read sometime, won't you? I promise you won't regret it. Though, I doubt you'll need it. I see you've already begun casting a spell. Enchantments. Usually, people that clean this place would rather summon some assistance rather than add something to whatever's already here. I knew it was the right choice to have you on board. I hope that this is the start of a very fruitful partnership.